Hey guys, welcome back to Simply at Home. Today's video is the most requested video for a very long time. I'm overdue to do this. It is about how to use the phonics playlist that I have created in this channel. So let's directly dive in. For most of you who are watching this, you will by now understand the difference between speech and language. So for children who already have speech, which is sounds, and where you want to develop that further into language, this is one of the first steps that we can use, not just for the sake of reading and writing. You can also use this at the initial stage where language development has to take place. So yes, we all need, it's easier to say imitation of sounds, like dog says bow bow, cat says meow meow. So the ba, a, o, that combination, certain children need that combination to go slow, steady, with a rhythm. And particularly this playlist is for people where you want your child to look, where the eye contact has to come into place. So having said that, let's dive in. First thing is my disclaimer: kindly do not give this directly to your children, because we are going to use this as a tool and then to wean the gadget off and then use human interaction. We're going to have the child look at us as a caregiver and imitate the sound of the phonic, and later on the usage of alphabets, words, and so on. So initially I would suggest do not use this in mobile because it's too small. Please use a tab or a laptop, smart TV if you can have the internet connected. So step number one, let's dive into the steps. Step number one is first hearing the sounds. And mostly I would suggest, if the child has not been verbal for a very long time and the oral motor or the tongue movement or the lip movement has not been there for very many years, and if there is no hearing issues, there are inner ear, sensory needs, if those kind of things, we have to use a little different method for sure. But if in the spectrum and the child does not have eye contact, does not mean they are not hearing us. So first few days or a couple of days, I would suggest just take one sound per day, or you can use one sound for a couple of days. Just play that sound for about once or twice in the morning, once or twice in the afternoon, once or twice in the evening. That's all. Do not show the video to the child. Just let them hear the new person, new voice that they are hearing, other than any other family member or anywhere else that they go to. So first, what we are going to do is break it down. If the child has the capability of listening to sounds, well and good. My suggestion is one step at a time, because we are introducing something new. So one sound what the child already is familiar with, probably start with that kind of a phonic sound. Play that in the room 1 or 2 days. Then is step number 2, which I'm going to do a demo. This is how I introduced it to my son, and it kind of helped me. That's why I did the videos separately. The way I had it was raw form. It was continuous. I tried different continuous methods. So this is something I have broken it down further with just one phonic sound with multiple playing mode in it. So we're going to see how that's going to work. So step number 2 is introducing the visual to what they have been hearing the last couple of days. So when the visual is something that I'm going to be introducing, and when the child already has a difficulty in eye contact, that is the reason why we're using gadgets. Otherwise the child is going to look at our face, right? So when the child is going to, when we are going to attract this visual connect, we need a little bit of darkness, because we do not want any other distraction. We're just going to have this light facing on them. And another thing that I used was the place where I live in. When I introduced this, lots of road noise and traffic all over the night. Now it's lockdown, so you don't get to hear the noises. But those are distractions that can also happen. But however, I do not suggest noise cancelling headphones. Use regular soft headphones. Don't use the ones that go into the ear, which is not good, particularly for children who have stimming issues. So use regular headphones, wired, whatever. You don't need to use Bluetooth, HiFi, etc. Again, I would suggest usage of tab or laptop. No introduction with mobile phone If there is no other go, then you please use a mobile phone in a offline mode or whatever it is. So the visual. So I'm going to pause and show how the visual works. Hey guys, and I'm back. So visual, this is how it's going to look. Let me play this. So if you see in the dark, this is the all light that emits, and the child has no other choice but will automatically bring the eyes to what is this thing that is, everything else is pitch dark. They might, yes, wander around to see shadow and other things. And eventually, the moment they start hearing the sound that they have been hearing the last couple of days, they look at what this is. So it's only the lip. The focus goes directly only to lip movement, the tongue movement, and the sound that they have been repeatedly hearing. So headphones is only an option. I wouldn't suggest headphones if the child does not have any other sensory need issue. So I'm going to be pausing and coming back to point number 3. Turning on the light. And I'm back. So step number 3 is where the child gets comfortable. They will start looking forward every other night for something like this. So once there is a routine that is set in place, you need to alternate the different sounds. So if I'm starting with A for A, and then I can move directly to even C for K. So once for 2-3 days I've already done this. They're familiar with these sounds. Move to a new one and then go back and refresh the one that they have already gone through. So this is how I would suggest the playlist that I have created, because that's where the focus comes. So as and when you get familiar, the child is aware with the first sound that you have already introduced a week ago, we gradually need to wean the A. The example that we have taken here is A, or let's say B. Okay, we need to wean out that sound on the gadget, and the child will have to look at us because they're already interested. So the moment you introduce a new sound, let's say after about 10 days, you're on the 3rd sound or the 4th sound, 4th alphabet or whatever. It's not necessary you have to go in order, whichever comes better. For example, some children will have N, the tongue going up as a problem. Some children can have the R, an issue. So don't stick to that same sound. Just move on. Keep coming back, oscillating by coming back and going forth. So when you do that, you by now will know what was the initial sound that you introduced. You turn off this, gadget, turn on the light, try to say that sound and see if the child is giving you that eye contact. Later, wean off the night and move the known sounds during the day. Well, of course, I had to invest in a lipstick, but if you already have a lipstick, well and good for you. Choose something. In my case, I had to take my son along with me to find out what lip color he prefers, and he was pretty impressed to see what is this, something which we have never seen. So if you're a person who already uses lipstick, please use a lip color which is not something routine that the child has seen. So if you're used to burgundy or red or pink or whatever, try blue. They're going to be like, what? What is this I've not seen? What is she wearing on her lips? So that way attention comes, sound is produced, bang on, the child will do it. Trust me, this process works. If there's any better process, if there's anybody else giving you better suggestions and it's working, please mention that in the comments below. At least it will help many others, maybe including myself, for future references. Thank you, and signing off, this is Ramya, Simply at Home, wishing you and your little one happy speech and language development. Bye-bye.